And we do teach them this, and if you call this supremacy, this is just truth.
Do you believe in, when I say supremacy, I mean in this sense?
But white people are the one that really believe in supremacy and practice it. See, if we did believe it, it's okay. If we did, it's all right. White people don't only believe in it, they practice it and put it into action with brutality and deaths of black people.
Well, let me ask you this.
And the white have a lot of nerve asking the black men, do we believe in black supremacy? They should believe in something. If that's what to pull them out of the hole and the dump they're in, they should, because white supremacy is what's going on now.
Well, let me ask you this. Do you believe personally that the black man is better than the white man?
I believe the black man is much better than the white man personally. I'll excel the white man in everything he do. Basketball, baseball, and same with black women.
All right, to carry this a step further, do you believe that the black man should have a superior say in what goes on in this nation?
Not this nation. This is your nation. This is white people's country. We're going to separate. See, our main purpose, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad is teaching us that Allah, God taught him, is to separate the blacks from the whites.
Well, how do you feel this can be done in a democracy in a nation like the United States?
I'm not the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. I'm just the minister, Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Well, but integration won't work.
I'm asking you personally how you feel about it. What do you feel?
I believe everything. Naturally, Elijah Muhammad teach. I believe in it.
Cassius, I'm sure you do.
Separation within the United States, or
if we divide the country and repay us for the 415 years of free slave labor we worked 16 hours a day without a payday, fought in all of the wars and still fighting for, and not just a job or a house in the neighborhood, and not killing us. And when you say we are free, but when we exercise the right to be free, then you hinder us. So if we cannot get along here after 400 years, and since we're no longer your slaves and we don't have to pick your cotton no more, and you're not no slave master boss no more, why not can we be free and go to ourselves since we can't get along together?
Now you say
and as a whole, we cannot get along. I see it.
All right, now you say the country should be divided.
I don't say it. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad says it. He's been saying it.
Do you believe this?
Do I believe my leader?
Yes.
I believe everything he say.
Oh, how would you yourself suggest this country be divided?
I can't suggest it because I'm not the leader. I'm not as wise as Elijah Muhammad. He ordained.
Well, generally speaking, do you think the country should be cut into portions? Or?
He says if you don't divide the country or repay the black man here, then let him leave you. We have brothers. We are Muslims. I'm the citizen of 28 countries in Asia and Africa. I have 29 government invitations from Muslim countries. The whole world is black. What you mean? If we can't make it here, we can leave with a good send-off.
And you just said that your Negro people are slaves to the white man.
I said we are no longer slaves.
Well, you haven't been slaves for a good many years.
How many? 100?
Well, my friend, you have a Negro mayor in Galley, you have a Negro mayor in Cleveland, you have a Negro senator in Massachusetts.
It's not progress to us.
Well, I think it is.
Not to us.
What do you want for progress?
Separation from whites.
Now, you still have invitations from, what, 28?
Oh, I've been all over there. I've been everywhere. I'm talking about Muslims are citizens of any country on earth. And many of them say, if you're going to leave, where are you going to go? The whole world belongs to black people.
Don't you believe that the black and white can live side by side in harmony?
If I said yes, that don't make it right because they can't. I was in Milwaukee just meddling the other day. Didn't nobody see me. And I saw white people, white babies, white girls, and they just was jeering and they hate and they just evil as they can be, coming to kill and shoot and throw bricks at Negroes.
You're talking
and this is as a whole.
But you're talking in particulars when you must talk in general.
Why is it you don't, your whole conversation now is to keep Negroes with you. Why you don't want us to leave you?
Well, because in my estimation, Negro people are every bit as good as white people.
As good as white people.
They're all the same. They're all God's people.
We're not saying we're not all God's people, because if whites was God's people, they wouldn't treat us like they do.
Well, now
you're
talking again.
Jesus said there's no good in whites. It's in the Bible. What verse is that? Jesus says no good. John what?
8:44.
John 8:44, where Jesus talking on white people. He said there's no good in you, and he said no, not one.
Hey, Cassius, you're talking...
I'm not Cassius. You still calling me. I can't get on with you.
Mohammed, you're talking in particulars when you have to talk in generality.
So you want to keep calling me a white man's name. I'm not white. I don't want to be called after your name no more. I'm not no slave. I'm Muhammad Ali.
I can't get the rest of the people in this room, but I know that I don't think I'm any better than you.
I'm not talking about that. We're not getting. I'm not here to argue. I'm here to argue with you about who's better than who. You going all off the subject. We here to wake up Negroes. We don't even have to talk to you.
How do you expect to wake them up?
Well, they doing. I don't wake them up. Don,
I
quit calling
realize
me.
if this
I don't want to
nation-
talk to you. We call the devil. You quit calling me Cassius. You keep
Ramon.
calling me Cassius.
How are you going to wake them up? How do you plan to wake them up?
Be there tonight and watch when they come out, and you ask them if they come. If you don't scare them, if this TV, if you don't scare them, Negroes are scared of white people. If you don't, just being around you scare them. They scared of you until they be Muslims.
Muhammad, everybody seems to have his own.
Problem because we have no factories, we don't have no earth to dig up the materials to manufacture weapons. If we tried to attack white people violently, we would have to have superior weapons than you to attack you with, and we don't make them, we don't grow no food, we couldn't hold out in no war. If every Negro had a machine gun, a year's round of ammunition, and a good hideout, we couldn't beat you. Almighty God, Allah, fights battles for us. We are forbidden to carry anything like a weapon. Everybody will be searched before entering our meetings. We are peaceful people. Allah fights our battles with nature. The law of nature defends Muslims. With the nature.
Mohammed, you said before that that the Negro people should have a country of their own.
I didn't say it, Don. Elijah Muhammad teaches this.
All right,
Where's that
Elijah
Muhammad
Muhammad.
Speaks newspaper? The whole back page.
How do you feel the United States would have ever come to be if everybody had this feeling that Italians
The
and Irish...
United States wouldn't have come to be like it is if it wasn't for 310 years of free slave labor, my people. That's why it's like it is, because you got goals cankering now that you owe
But this
us.
is today, and the Negro people are free, and they're
No, we're
making
not
great
free.
strides here.
We're not free. Our ancestors left your ancestors what they had, and your ancestors gave you what you have. Now here we are, just out with nothing.
You can't fault the people
And all you
today
offer
for the
us is a
mistakes of their
job.
ancestors.
All you offer us is a job of a mayor of a city or a state that's now headed for destruction and now losing out with the world. We don't want that in office now.
Could a white man hold a similar job?
Today for what their ancestors did.
Well, your ancestors today left you everything that our ancestors did for your ancestors, and you won't give us none of it since we built it up for you, fought for you in all the wars for it, still fighting for you in the wars for it.
You're fighting for yourself as well.
I'm not. Who fighting for what? I ain't got no enemies. What fight for myself where? Ain't nobody attacked America come to get me. Who would I fighting for myself? Who?
Black man, white man,
white man get in
Chinese,
trouble,
whatever. They're all American.
Chinese. What? I ain't got nothing against no Chinese.
No, American, Chinese, anything. What difference does it make? They're all American.
I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about my people. With one, we ain't crazy.
I don't hate you.
I see all through.
I can't understand you.
You don't even talk
You're saying
right.
the only good white man is a dead white man? Are you saying the only good white man is a dead white man?
Well, the Honorable, I didn't say that. You said that. But the Honorable,
I'm asking. I didn't say
no, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches us there's no good white man. Not one. It's what he teaches us and we believe him. He said God taught him that all the white people are devils. These European American Caucasians are devils. He said, and then go tell him he's wrong. I'm not. I'm following him. He was here before
I think many Negroes have already told him.
He was here before I was born. Why you got to put Negroes in it? Negroes, you can't turn Negroes
Mohammed.
against us. You showing them that you are. Way you treat them every day, your people. They
Mohammed.
see it. I'm telling you, they joining this like wildfire every day.
Mohammed, is Jimmy Brown a follower of Elijah
No.
Muhammad?
Are there any other famous Negroes?
Yes,
such as
sir,
yourself
but they
who
don't
are-
say nothing. He just
Who are
mentioned
they? Who
one.
are they?
Not that they. I ain't gonna tell you. I ain't gonna get him in no trouble. You be no scared
Mohammed,
him.
do you
You
think
scared
there's any
him
more fighters that you could
to get my neck. Yeah, he
What do you
already
think of the current crop of heavyweights? How do you consider them? Fair, poor, good? How?
Well, they're fair. They gotta grow. They need experience. See, I'm young, but you must realize I'm two-time national Golden Glove champion, two-time national AAU champion, world Olympic gold medal winner, beat Liston twice, a seasoned fighter, and I had 11 title defenses. And I'm an established seasoned champ. These fellas haven't proven themselves. Didn't nobody believe in me after beating Liston even.
10 minutes.
Mohammed, when you were in the Olympics,
Going to be doing any more running?
Tomorrow morning, 6 o'clock. Road work tomorrow at 6 o'clock. Gotta stay trim. Healthy body makes a healthy mind.
Now, of course, your lawyer has said that you're going to appeal the case. Is it in the hands of Allah now, do you think?
He's around here, so everything I do is in the hands of Allah, God, that's all. The lawyer's around here somewhere.
Will you stay in Houston until your next appeal?
No, I've got a few exhibition bouts and a few vacations to take along Hawaii and lay in the sun a while and rest. Been under so much work lately in Prussia. Go Hawaii and take a rest. Puerto Rico somewhere. Everything that happens to me or everything that I see, I was taught this already by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Everything that happens, it's no surprise to me. Nothing that happened or that happens in the future in the way of bad towards me is not a surprise, because this is what God taught our leader.
You can go the full term?
Well, we can always go to full term in a court or in the boxing ring, but don't necessarily mean we'll win the decision. And so we just hope and pray to Allah that we can come out victorious. And I'm sure if there is some justice left here in the country, America, and if there is a little justice left, it will be prevailed in the courts.
That there are no Negroes on the jury of any concern to you?
No, color means nothing when it comes to justice, whether they be black, green, or blue. If justice prevails, justice is justice. I mean, color means nothing. Well, I am a minister of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and I have been for the past good 2 years. And my lawyer, Mr. Hayden Covington, noticed it, and it is a fact that I am. And he's got all type of proof and witnesses that will bear witness, plus my leader who's ordained myself, but it never was really publicized. And he see fit to make it known.
Did you testify?
Yes, sir.
To what extent, what kind of questions did they ask you?
Well, I wouldn't want to really go into it now. It's all up with the courts, and I am being tried there in the courts and not here on television or to the regular TV audience or watchers. And all I can say is that everything was fair and just. Yes, I wouldn't leave the country just because I have to do 5 years in jail. This would kill everything that I stand for. And then I would have to go down as probably a coward. So I wouldn't take no planes to Florida, no.
Emotionally, how does this make you feel?
Just satisfied and content. And
Satisfied and content?
yeah.
You think, is it in terms of professional, is it a load off your mind now? Do you think you can get down to fighting?
Oh, yeah, better, yeah.
You think you can get, how did you get the news this morning, Mohammed?
Just on the radio.
Did you just heard it on the radio? Did you expect a decision, or did you, the result?
I didn't know. They said they could have said or no, not. I didn't know what was going on.
Did you go out and work out this morning, the same as usual? Or
Yeah.
Were you out working out when actually the court was heading
I was out at 4:30 this morning.
4:30? But did you have any kind of apprehension about going to jail or something like that? I would imagine you'd been going to jail if it had come out the other way. Were you ready and prepared to go to jail? You are?
Oh, naturally, been boxing, been in the ring now. Before I was stopped, maybe 15 years. So naturally, you miss the exercises and the various routines and this and that.
Well, with the acting career going now, we understand that you filed suit in New York to try to get your license reinstated. What does that mean?
Well, mainly that's my lawyer's idea. He says that no one has the right to stop a person from earning a living, regardless to what they believe. And although we're in court, we're not yet really sentenced. It's not over yet. So he says that legally he'd be in his rights. But it's all his idea of this and that.
Any thoughts to returning after the acting business?
Well, I'm not an actor, and I'm not really seeking to be an actor. The role that I'm in now, entitled Big Time Buck White, is a clean role. No profanities used, no females. It's a clean thing. It's wrapped up with black people and trying to get free, struggle for freedom, and black people uniting and coming together behind one leader as one. This is what it's all about. And I look at this as being real and not an act.
I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I've been off about 2 months. I haven't done a thing since the fight. This is the first day, and I'm anxious to get my body back in shape.
What's going to be the hardest thing for you to do?
Getting up in the mornings and running about 5 or 6 miles, about an hour each morning, going to bed early.
Cut out those sweets?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be tough. When we talk about the Ellis fight, we talk a little bit about perhaps overconfidence. A lot of people feel can be overconfident in this one.
Right, because Ellis was a sparring partner. He helped get me in shape for all my fights, which means he's a great fighter. He was all I needed. He just beat Bonavina, my toughest fight, one of them. He beat George Chuvalo, a man I could knock out, gave me a tough fight. He also beat Jerry Quarry, a great fighter. He was beating Frazier until he got hit. He's not a pushover, and I have to really be on guard and be in shape. If I fought Ellis today, if he was in shape and I fought him in this condition, he would win. So it's all real, and you have to really be right.
You know pretty well, what is it, the right cross that's pretty tough on Ellis?
He's got a hard, tricky, fast right cross and left hook. Plus, he's known me since we were kids, and I have to watch it.
So that knowing, perhaps, that sparring might help him.
Right.
What about Dundee? Dundee's going to be in his corner. Give a couple of secrets to Ellis. It could certainly help him.
Right. Well, Dundee manages Ellis. He was only my trainer, which means he has a much bigger percentage and interest in Ellis. So naturally, I can see why you have to go with Ellis.
Yeah. Would you like to take Dundee back after the fight, you think?
It's according to how he talk, how he acts. I'm watching everything he say, what he do, and where his heart really is. You know, I mean, I know he represents both of us, and I see why he's got to go for Ellis. But there are some things he can say that he don't have to say, and I'm just waiting to hear how he talks.
How many more fights before you go to Frazier again?
I don't have to have none. I can just go home, Cherry Hill, and relax with my family and wait, if time permits, for the big one, because it's a natural. But I just want to be active. I think a real champion should give everybody a chance and should keep the game going, and that's what I'm doing.
On the jaws of mediocrities.
I'm more experienced. I'm less nervous, I'm more cooler, and all the things that I've gathered up over the 16 years of boxing, I've learned to put them all together in one bout. And I would say I'll be in my prime from now until about 33 years old, and after 33 I think I'll start slipping. But as of now, I'm right in my prime, and I think it will be seen and noticed Monday night.
Do you think that maybe you grew up more and found yourself more by the troubles you've had than you would have had fighting in the ring all that time?
Well, no, I think I was going to grow up regardless of troubles or not. But the talking and the poems is something that we really don't need now, and that was to introduce myself to the public. I said a lot of things in the past that I shouldn't have said, running my mouth a little too much, I'll have to admit. They got me in a lot of trouble and more things than just boxing. So I just about know now what to say and what not to say if I think about it. Virginia Mar Johansson got Floyd Patterson that way. People thinking that he had a pushover. Joe Frazier got knocked out that way. People thinking he had a pushover. And this is just the type of fight where if I'm not in shape, there's a possibility I could get cut, or I could get tired and lose on points. And I'm getting more ready for this fighter. As a matter of fact, I'm in better shape now than I was in my first Frazier fight.
Of course, since Foreman upset Frazier, I guess it's been asked before, what are your plans now? Do you want to meet Frazier again because he's the only guy that ever did beat you, or do you want to go right after Foreman, or what's the deal?
I don't think Frazier won another fight with myself. And Foreman, I don't know what he's going to do. I'm not even thinking about him. I'm fighting Ken Norton, top rank heavyweight after this. They've been going on around the Red China, got a government invitation to Peking and many countries in Europe and Africa. And we'll be busy until the public and the contenders themselves come to me. Round 8, not round 9, not round 7, but I'm calling round 8.
13 times out of 17, I've predicted the exact round.
Why are you letting it go so long?
Well, I don't have the power that Frazier has. I'm faster, I'm a better boxer, I'm prettier, but I don't have the hitting power. So I'm sure that this will go in round 8.
Foster says if he hits you as much as Floyd Patterson hit you, you're going to be hurting.
Well, I don't know. He's supposed to believe that, but we will see. He's got his chances.
What's the altitude going to do to you?
I don't know. It affected me today. I had to get the oxygen twice, but it won't mean too much because I'll be ready. All I say is I have a lot of speed and a lot of endurance. When I meet Foster, he'll need more insurance.
How do you think you're going to fight this fight against Foster? Like you fought the last one?
No, this fight's going to be nothing but a beautiful ballet dance for about 7 rounds. Then I'm going to pour it on him. Dancing and moving, old Ali style, Ali shuffle, double clutch shuffle, and I might reveal the triple clutch shuffle.
Oh, Frazier.
I'm going to do my best. My intention is not to be in the best shape in life. I'm not going to kill myself training like I will for the next Frazier fight. But I'm going to be in enough shape for this fight. Like for Ellis, I was 228 pounds when I'm usually 210. But I was in good enough shape to beat Ellis. And I pace myself. I don't work too hard. I'll be ready for this man, and more than ready. But I can get more ready when I'm meeting a better man like Frazier.
Ali admits he...
Young, well, Dick Young's paper sent him to Japan.
That fix right there get you in trouble. Excuse me. As close as they gonna get.
Told jokes and composed his poems.
This is a big thing to me. I enjoy this better than the fight. I really do. The money's not here. See, I like your school and I like your style, but your pay is so cheap, I won't be back for a while.
But when it came time for the question and answer period, Ali really let go, joking and sparring with the students till they were on their feet in applause.
Jr. was Muhammad Ali, who visited with John Kennedy Jr. at his New York offices this spring. And Ali's friend, photographer Howard Bingham, went along for these never-before-seen moments. When Muhammad Ali paid John a visit at George Magazine to see how his broken foot was doing, John asked Ali if he might bring some staff members by to say hi to the champ. Ali was impressed when John Kennedy rounded up the building's custodial staff for the photograph. Meeting a hero, touching a life, a defining and quiet act of dignity.
One of the most controversial to one of the most beloved public figures in the world, Muhammad Ali. Hollywood is enlisting the boxing great to help explain America and the war on terrorism to the Arab world. Not so long ago, Ali was not so popular with the Madison Avenue set, as ABC's Bob Jameson reports.
Once scorned by most of white America for becoming a black Muslim, for refusing the draft during the Vietnam War, it was in Atlanta in 1996 that the world around Ali began to change. He was given the honor of lighting the Olympic flame.
My thought was, boy, have we come full circle.
Oh, my!
And the guy who was most reviled at one point, and here he is, he's got the torch.
It struck a chord with Americans, particularly Jerry Eisenberg, who has covered Ali since he began fighting.
And I think about the pain, the concentration, the determination. You can almost see the sweat on his brow.
Before Atlanta, Ali was never asked to endorse many products. His biggest deal was for a roach spray.
Wipes out roaches, ants, fleas, and puts you back in control.
But after Atlanta, there was suddenly a string of deals. The biggest for an American symbol, Coca-Cola.
Today, Muhammad Ali evokes that positive passion, that positive energy, but also somebody who has some frailties. And I think that's very powerful for a lot of marketers and a lot of people.
He was named Athlete of the Century by Sports Illustrated and ESPN. Float like a butterfly, sing like a bee. Now, Will Smith portrays Ali in a movie the studio expects will have such broad appeal. It's opening in the midst of the crowded holiday season.
He never changed. America changed.
I actually think that the fact that Muhammad Ali did stand for something counts a lot in today's marketplace, because I think people are looking for somebody who's willing to take a little bit of a stand.
Columnist Juan Williams spent time with Ali recently. He says Ali's time has come.
Ali is much more in keeping with the values of the generation that is in power to make decisions about who advertises products.
Parkinson's disease has softened Ali's voice, but not the message.
Believe in yourself. Don't sell out yourself for money. Stand up and fight people who treat you unjustly.
You my enemy, not no Chinese, no Viet Cong, no Japanese. A movie, endorsements, public honors and affection, unthought of for Ali only a generation ago.
When people ask me to explain him, why this, why that, the only answer I can give them is because he's Muhammad.
Bob Jimison, ABC News, New York.
I feel real good.
We don't have a PA set up yet.
Boss. It's all right. Just keep quiet, relax.
That's right.
Pull them up?
Yeah.
There's no PA set up there.
There's no PA.
That's right. You've done it, boy.
Cash, you want to make a statement first before you have questions?
Yeah, I got in bed by 4 o'clock.
The question was, did you get
all of the fans and all of the people?
Hi.
Is this working?
The Hampton House. In Miami. Right.
You talk loud. I don't know, just rest. Just rest, that's all. Well, I might be here a week.
What about the military service?
No, I don't know nothing about it. Huh? Yeah. Yeah. I don't know when I ever.
That was approximately about 3.5 weeks ago, right, John? Yeah.
Huh? I don't know. I had a special case. He sent it to Washington or something.
Morton, they just conducted the physical hearing.
Enough to get by. If I'd start moving and jabbing the first round and trying to block every punch and dunk every punch, hell, going in round 10, I've been tighter than him.
Right on.
I'm not good to fight a man hits you behind the head and falls on you and kicks you and butts you. I'm not used to all that. It's a new style. Last question.
115 rounds with Muhammad Ali was still in there punching the end.
Right on, right on. Dick on.
All right, Ali is done with this part of
Muhammad
his
Ali's
current
fat. I'm fat. You heard all about how fat I am? I'm out of shape and don't touch me. You've been driving with me for a long time. I've been wanting to put an end to you. One of these days I'm going to pull your hair out.
All right.